Hi, in this video, I will build a strategy by a very popular YouTube channel called Theta Gainers. So we'll first understand what is the strategy, then we will try to build the same on Algo using Tradetron, and finally we will backtest the strategy to see how the strategy would have performed over the last 3 years. So stick around till the end as we complete the strategy build. So as usual, I have my strategy I have built. We'll just enter into the strategy, understand the logic, and then we will build the strategy. Now this strategy is not mine. It is built by Theta Gainers. So check this video first to understand in depth about what is happening in this strategy. And then you will be able to understand better what I'm trying to build. Just for your sake, I will cover the basics of the strategy first so that you can understand what is it that I'm trying to achieve. As per this strategy, at 9:45, we are first finding out which is the call and put instrument that is trading at 25 delta. So we will find a call instrument which is at 25 delta, and then we will find a put instrument which is basically at minus 25 delta. Now once we find our two instruments at 9:45 in the morning, we will then take a short trade in both these instruments. So let's assume we got these instruments at 100 rupees each. I'm just giving a hypothetical number so that we can understand this better. So once we trade in these instruments at 100, we will now execute our repair continuous logic. The repair continuous logic will basically make sure that if in case any one of these instruments goes from 100 up 25%, so if it goes 25% above this price, which means it now becomes 125, in that case we will square off the put instrument. So as you look at this carefully, the call instrument has gone to its stop loss level, but now we are squaring off the put instrument. Once we square off the put instrument, we will now find a put which is trading at 125 rupees. After we find a put that is trading at 125 rupees, again we short one lot in the same put. So now our call is trading at 125 and our put is also trading at 125, and we have taken the profit of around 20-25 points from our put instrument as well. So this repair continuous logic will continuously happen from 9:45 till 3 o'clock when we square off the trade. So this is the overall logic that we are trying to build. Now in essence, if you try to understand what the strategy is doing, is it is basically making a triangle, and this triangle is continuously moving inside. So as and when the adjustments happen, this triangle will keep moving inside until the point that this triangle ultimately becomes a straddle. So when this triangle becomes a straddle, we will not keep shifting anymore, and we will have a simple 30% SL out here. So once our 30% SL happens, we will close off for the day. So that is the overall strategy logic that I have understood from this video. Now let's go to Tradetron and see how the strategy is built. So on Tradetron, I have added my entry conditions. Now as you can see, entry is quite straightforward. I have a simple time greater than 9:45 as a condition. Now as you can see, my entry condition is quite straightforward. I have a time greater than 9:45 as a condition, and I have my two positions that I have added, which is a call position and a put position. Now in both I have used a keyword called find strike, and in find strike I have selected delta and a number of 0.25. Now whenever you are using delta, always use a decimal number and not the original delta number. So instead of 25, use 0.25. And now in my put instrument, I have used minus 0.25. This is because I want to make sure that since all puts are negative in delta, I want to make sure I'm taking a minus 0.25 delta put. So with that understanding, we will now look at the runtime variables. Now, why am I building runtime variables is something you will understand using my repair continuous. So in my runtime variables, I have my call instrument being saved, my call price being saved, my put instrument being saved, put price being saved, and my call and put strike price being saved in my runtime variables. Now you don't need to know all of this. If you don't understand this, just duplicate the link which is in the description, and you will be able to access this entire strategy directly. So in my repair continuous, I have one condition. If my LTP of the instrument that I'm trading in, if it goes 25% above the entry price, in that case I will take a trade. Now the reason I'm using runtimes out here is because the instrument is not fixed. This instrument could be an entry instrument, or it could be another repair continuous instrument, or it could be the same repair continuous instrument being checked again. So since I don't have one particular instrument fix, I will keep this as a variable in my get runtime keyword, and my get runtime keyword is checking for my runtime variable that I have made in my runtime data. Now using this understanding, let's check the positions. So in case my 25% stop loss happens in my instrument, I will first square off my opposite leg. So in this case, I was checking my call instrument stop loss. After call instrument stop loss is triggered, I will square off the put instrument. So I'm using put as my position, and in my runtime variable, I'm basically adding my variable name as my put instrument strike. So I will square off my put instrument, and now I need to find another put instrument which is trading at the calls LTP. So I'll basically find out which LTP is nearest to the call. Now out here I'm using a slightly complex formula. I'm using minimum so that I don't want my strangle to become inverted. I only want my strangle to come inside until the point that it becomes a straddle. Once it becomes a straddle, I don't want any further adjustments on the same, which is why I'm using minimum in my call leg, and I'll use maximum in my put leg. After doing this, I will also have my runtime variables. The runtime variables upon trade will update my put instrument price, put instrument strike, and call instrument price. All of this will happen so that it can keep continuously checking for my next stop loss levels. Um, I have my put repair continuous to exactly the same thing, but just with different instruments. Have a look at the link in the description, duplicate the strategy, and understand this in depth carefully once you have a look at the strategy in your own account. Now I have my universal exit conditions. Universal exit conditions are based on one, if time is more than 3 o'clock, then I want to exit. I don't want to wait after that. Second is, in the video, he had mentioned that in case he finds a more than 1.5% profit on the capital that is deployed, he will exit. So I've used a PNL is greater than 1500 as my condition to exit at a 1500 rupee profit on that particular day. Since my bank nifty call and put short takes around 1 lakh of margin, I've used this particular logic out here. And finally, I have one more logic. In case my straddle becomes a short in case my strangle becomes a short straddle, in that case I will have a 30% stop loss, which is what I have built out here. Um, Now you can finally see my advanced settings. Advanced settings are pretty much straightforward, which I use for all strategies. Now let's update the strategy and run a backtest of this and have a look at the backtest report. So now let's run a backtest of this for the last 3 years and see the backtest report for the same. So let's skip to the backtest part now. So as you can see, my backtest report has been completed. I can see the historic data from when this backtest report is running. I've started it from Jan 2020 and it's currently run up till the August 23rd of 2023, 21st of 2023. Now I will just have a look at the PDF so that we get an in-depth overall summary of how this report would have performed. So I've downloaded this report and let's have a look at the report of the backtest. So you can see this in this backtest report. I have my report generated in 13 minutes, and this is the kind of an equity curve that it has given. So approximately around 200,000 in profits, which is not very significant given the margin. And now you can see the drawdown plot. So at max, the strategy has taken a drawdown of 8%, which is very good. We can also check other statistics. So you can run a backtest yourself and have a look at statistics. It has a very good win rate, which is around 68%, which is extremely good. You can check the overall return percentages and so on. Upon analyzing the daily summary, it looks like on a daily basis, the maximum profit threshold that we had set of 1500 rupees is generally hampering the overall profitability. So maybe if we do something to reduce our losses and increase the profit potential of the strategy, it could enhance the performance of this particular strategy. Which is also evident from the return histogram. You can see this profit percentage at the 1500 level is the highest. So maybe the strategy has potential to make more profits in certain times, but since our 1500 limit is there, we are stopping that particular potential. Again, you can see at max only on one day it would have given a minus 10%, which is also really good. You can also check the monthly performance, and monthly performance looks fairly good. Like on a maximum, I can see at max around 5% of drawdown in that particular month, which is again really good. So that's pretty much about it. I hope you all like this video. If you have any other YouTube videos which you want me to cover, or any other strategies you want me to cover, feel free to drop it in the comments. Do like and comment to this video and subscribe to this channel. It helps us immensely. And thank you very much. We'll see you in the next video. As a disclaimer, this strategy that I covered also has certain discretionary elements like the swing high and swing low and so on. I have deliberately eliminated all of these discretionary elements because it wouldn't be possible to add a swing high or swing low to your strategy if in case you are algo trading and then backtesting it on a historic period, which is why I have not covered those particular topics in this video. I've simply used the crux logic that he's covered and used that logic to build the algo strategy. I hope you all liked it. Thank you.